Hey there everybody, redxparasite here, and welcome back to Let's Play Metroid Prime 3. In the last episode, we landed here on Elysia, and we're making our way to find the Aurora Unit that's been corrupted by the Phazon virus. And we scanned a lot of things. So, what better way to start off this episode by scanning more things? So this is a repair drone, ground-based automated drone, once used for maintenance. The original version of the Elysian repair drone. Because of their limited movement systems, these units quickly proved to be insufficient in performing the necessary maintenance duties. Used as the base design, the aerial model was created to address all flaws with the original version. Made obsolete by the aerial model, all production and manufacturing was halted over 150 years ago. Only a handful of these units remain active. So, we have another elevator. Before we hit that up though, there is an ice missile blast shield, and here is the save point. So we'll hit it up. Didn't really need the energy recharge, but saving is always nice. Now that we've done that, let's activate this elevator. So this is actually the pod that has the Aurora Unit in it. So it is just inside this door. As we can see, it's not doing the greatest. It's offline, but something blocking our entrance to the AU chamber. Looks like we're gonna need an upgrade in order to access it. So, we're gonna just continue onward. So, these are sky puffers, vulnerable to basic weaponry, consumes and emits deadly gases. The external shell of a sky puffer is incredibly fragile, susceptible to most small arms fire. Only a few shots from basic weapons can damage it. Sky puffers are native to the planet Elysia. They feed on various noxious gases in the atmosphere. They are especially fond of Phazon gas. So, like other puffers, don't be near them when they explode. So, the safest bet is to clear them out before going into the area where they're flying. Because if you touch them, obviously they will explode on you when it's not a good time. So, this is kind of a hub area for Skytown. This is the spire, and here in the middle of it, we can see Gore's armor. But it looks like it's been recently used, so he seems to be active. But he's not here at the moment. So, there are two ways that you can go from the spire. I think this one is a dead end. I'm going to double check it just to be sure. I think we're not supposed to go this way for now. Yeah, so there's a door that we can't open there, and actually maybe we can go here, but I don't think there's much for us to do. So there's a ship missile expansion up there, but we cannot get it at present. So there's a lift here, and we can go through this morph ball tunnel. This door here doesn't have anything meaningful for us right now. But we do have a new kind of terminal. So by rotating our gun and pressing A at the right moment, we can line up the gaps in the rings, and that's how you activate these. Oh, no, there is something worthwhile here at least. That's a lore entry. This is a loan. In the year 400 of Lyceum Reckoning, the time for our chosen creators to leave had arrived. To us, they entrusted the station and its purpose. We were to stand vigil and watch over the station until the time when others seeking knowledge and enlightenment arrived. With their departure came one last request from the chosen searcher to continue exploring the skies for the answers to the mysterious planet. We gave her our word and resumed our tireless search. Day after day, we hunted for the answers she desperately sought, but our efforts yielded nothing. We failed. So this area is actually a landing site, but we can't do anything about it ourselves. We actually need the AU's help in order to be able to land our ship here. So it's going to have to wait until after we've actually healed the AU. So that's all we can do here for the moment. So we're going to actually go to the other pod that you can reach from the spire. And there's nothing on these rails leading to and from the spire, which is nice, because they're just short. But this pod is actually a little different from the other ones. If you look at the map, you can see that the other ones have kind of a similar structure to them and how they're laid out. This one's kind of just a ring. So this door on the right will lead back to where we were before. If we try to go into this one on the left, I believe our path will be obstructed. Yep. So can't do anything about this just yet. So the one way forward is the door on the far side with the ice missile shield. We'll destroy these tin bots, and we'll make our way in that direction. So here's another Steam Lord. Dilapidated security gates, and just kind of pull them off using the grapple lasso. We have a new enemy here as well. These are Dragoon battle drones. Outer armor is tough, but thruster control could be easily ripped off. The Dragoon battle drone is a resilient foe, but the thruster controls of the unit are vulnerable and can be easily ripped off. Originally designed to keep local aerial bioforms away from delicate instruments, the Dragoon is now used in a combat role. It carries twin rocket pods for offense. Durable armor and missile jamming system can help keep the unit safe. So, you can shoot these guys normally, or you can just use the grapple lasso on them, and that will kill them instantly. You can also walk off the bridge, though that is a little, it's not recommended. So, the only downside to using the grapple lasso against these guys is they do shoot missiles at you, which can be dangerous. So inside this pillar, if you hop up into it, is a missile expansion. This one's actually fairly cleverly hidden. Would be more easy to miss if the item sound, wasn't a thing. So, looks like this bridge is not very stable. Evidenced by it falling down. There are some steam bots here. You don't have to worry about them though, because the moment that you pull this last gate off, the rest of the bridge kind of falls, along with the steam bots. And if you don't kill them and you do what I just did, you will get a friend voucher for it. So that's another reason to just avoid fighting them. To get a stylish kill. So we have more of the Dragoon drones. But we have reached our destination. Well, almost. We're very nearly there. We're in the pod that we need to be. So, nothing new to scan in this room. But do have a bit of a more complicated room here. Okay, so we have something here, but we can't do anything about it. So our only way forward is taking these platforms. And there's a safety clamp keeping the platform from coming down. So if we just shoot it, we'll be able to use this power grip ledge. And we're gonna have to do a bit of maintenance here. So we have these bomb slots, and those panels will block your way from using the grapple beam. So we're gonna need to drop all 3 of them in order to make our way across. Now there is a new enemy there, and I'm going to see if I can try to get the scan on them here, but we may not be able to just because they might be too far away for us to get, and of course you can't scan things while you're using the grapple beam, so maybe... Yeah, see, we couldn't even get close enough, like, jumping off the ledge, so... fortunately... We will have other opportunities to scan them, of course. They wouldn't, wouldn't give you an enemy that you can't scan. Okay, that appears to be all of them. But it is, a bit of a downer. Because I like getting scans as soon as possible. When I can. Oh, okay, so you're gonna want to take your time on these hooks. I was trying to be fast because I did miss one of them. Because you need to change your direction a little bit since these aren't lined up in a straight line. Yeah, see, I really need to just take it slow. Because I don't think there is a time limit for hanging under grapple hooks, or at the very least, it's long enough that it's never been a problem for me. Okay, so with this one, I think, yeah, our only way forward is to go into this morph ball tunnel. Nothing to the right here. But we roll up. Get into this area. Cool, we got it. Instant unmorph. Got some more Dragoon drones. Is that one dropping ultra? No, okay, that's just 20. Actually, no, those are 40. The 21s are blue. Nope, no, it's the other way around. I'm confusing myself. It goes purple is 10, red is 20, blue is 40, and then yellow is 100. And actually, if I got more health, I could... I don't know if I could confirm this. Nope. Okay, so another elevator, another panel. Oh, and a lore entry. So, best not to miss that. This is Slumber. By the year 600, we of Elysia were low on critical supplies and fuel. We created smaller mechanoids to process fuel from the atmosphere of Elysia, but they proved unable to provide a sufficient supply. Unable to secure the necessary resources to sustain ourselves, we entered a state of hibernation to preserve our remaining stores of energy and parts. While we slumbered, the data collected by the station's equipment was fed to us in dreams. During this long period of sleep, We had many dreams. Countless great events came to us, including a reunion with our creators who had come to call on a new planet their home. It was not long before disaster struck. A stellar object hit planet Talon 4, bringing with it a catastrophic corruption that sent the chosen world into chaos. We watched helplessly as our creators perished, with a few survivors fleeing to an unknown location. Powerless, we slept, and in our dreams we lamented the deaths of our creators. This was our final vision, after which we were never able to see our creators again. So that's, obviously talking about the events of Prime 1, and of course, the events that occurred before it. And one of the things I really like about the Prime trilogy is that it does kind of evolve the idea as you go along. The original, the meteor that impacted Talon 4 was actually Leviathan. So, and though I don't think the game touches on it explicitly, the same thing was the case with Ether in Prime 2. So, really cool to kind of get that, retrospective on those two games, now that Prime 3 exists. So, here's the boost ball. If only we could just walk up and grab it. That would be too convenient, however. So we're gonna have a mini boss. This one can actually be kind of a pain. It's not too difficult, at least on this difficulty. It actually can be pretty challenging on hyper mode. This is the defense drone. Antennas appear to be fragile. Control unit inside armored helmet. The defense drone is used to secure key areas within Skytown. The externally mounted antennas are tied to the unit's optic array. By destroying all of the antennas, the optic array will overload and be vulnerable for a short period. The machine's control unit is also vulnerable, but must be exposed to be targeted. Its armor is immune to small arms fire. So, our goal is going to be shooting those kind of antenna. They can be pretty difficult to hit. So, my recommendation is just use regular uncharged power shots on them. It doesn't actually take a lot to deal with them. Now, once it opens up its head there, that's when you can actually do damage to it. So, I'm gonna stick here in hyper mode since there's really no reason not to. And one thing that you can actually do intentionally in hyper mode is to take damage, because that will raise the level of Phazon in the bar, so you can essentially get yourself more free ammo with by doing that. So sorry about that. I bumped my mic stand and because my nose started running. It's like, this is a really bad time for that. And because I need to know... Oh, 25. Apparently I had that wrong. I'm gonna use another energy tank, because that does speed up this fight quite a lot if you can use hyper mode effectively. Because it really helps with taking out those antennae. Yeah, plus it drains the boss's health quite a bit. Okay, cool. I managed to defeat it right before that one ran out. So, for defeating it, you get a boatload of health and ammo, which is more than enough to get us back up to full on everything. And of course, our reward, beating it is the boost ball, which you actually get. I mean, they actually give it to you like fairly early on in all of the Prime games, which I appreciate, because having more of the movement-based items is always nice, because now we'll be able to get around faster, which is certainly helpful. So there's an upgrade in, well, it's not an upgrade, it's an expansion in here, but we can't do anything about it, of course, so we'll have to come back. And we've actually seen some of these before. So these are spinners. These are the horizontal variety, so you're going to need to boost around in these in order to activate them, and they're kind of slow. You can see it's taking a while to work, but there are also vertical ones of them as well. So that was the kind that was protecting the AU's chamber. So now that we have the boost ball, we can get in to see the Aurora unit. So we need to head back in order to do that. So the nice thing that we can do is, instead of going back the way that we came, there is a shortcut that is available to us. Yeah, those guys aren't back. So we can take this morph ball tunnel. Additionally, you can also just jump up on the top of the tunnel and drop down that way. Just kind of, kind of cool thing. So now that we've done that, just make our way quickly back to the Aurora unit, because I want to get to the save point, because that's where I wanted to end the episode. But we are kind of getting up there on time. So, door, if you could load, any time this century, that'd be great. Now, you do need the boost ball in order to get into these, but I think it's possible if you just kind of keep rolling around. You don't actually have to use the boost ball in order to spin the stuff around, which I find kind of interesting. Because I think it's just based off of, you moving around in a circle. But at least for those horizontal ones, you don't actually need to boost. So, let's see. Are they on this side? Oh, wait, yeah, here they are. There wasn't a lore entry up there, was there? Could have sworn I saw something flying in the corner of my vision, but I guess not. Okay, so in the tin bots scan entry, it said that they were easily pushed around. So you can boost into them, and that will, one hit kill them if you run into them. So there is a friend voucher that you can get, and I forget exactly how many tin bots you need to kill using it, but if you boost into enough of them, it will. Oh wait, that's the door I just came from. Let's see. I need the door on the opposite side. Let's see. So forget. Oh, this one I think. Yeah, this one I already went into. So, but yeah. So whenever you see tin bots after you get the boost ball, boost into them to kill them, and you can get that friend voucher for that. So we want to head to the left. So we're gonna head that direction. However, oh, okay, no, it is still here. So let's make our way over there. Let's see if I can be crafty and jump around the puffers. Surprised that worked out as well as it did. It usually does not. Okay, so we're back here in the AU chamber, but since I want to end the episode I'm going to... Oh, the game won't let me. Game! Okay, fine, we'll do it your way. Guess it's gonna be a longer episode. Even longer than I had initially planned. I've forgotten that it locked the door on you. So that's a little annoying. But it's still offline, so if we try to press this.
The Aurora Unit is corrupted and requires repair. Opening maintenance.
So guess what? We get to be, you know, maintenance again. Which, you know, conveniently we can fit into these tight spaces. Otherwise that could be a lot more annoying. And of course, it's not just that simple. We have a fight. Oh, actually, I thought I was going to do this. So these guys are going to keep spawning in for a little while. They do take a little bit of time to respawn, so you can kind of just take them out in an order from like left to right, and by the time you get done with the one on one side, they'll usually be back, unless you keep messing with the boost ball like I'm doing. But all in all, not really all that difficult. So, what we need to do is, there is... Let's see, where is it? There it is. One of these alcoves is something that we can deliver the antidote with. So that has successfully purged all of the corruption.
This is insignificant. I'll show you what I mean. Up there! The network's been severed. You have no chance of destroying the seed unless you restore the Aurora Unit.
So, it's our first encounter with Gore, and he's a bit more talkative than Rundus was. So, unfortunately, what he just did is destroyed the Aurora Unit's connection to the Skytown network, which means, even though we just purged the virus from it, Aurora Unit really can't do anything at the moment, so we're in a bit of a bind. But at the very least, we can talk to the Aurora Unit now.
What a terrible dream we were having. Thank you for purging our Phazon corruption and allowing us to awaken. There is much to do. We have communed with AU-242 on Olympus, and learned that a Leviathan impacted Elysia and began spreading corruption. We must destroy this Leviathan and stem the tide of corruption as soon as possible. We have a plan, but Gore's attack severed key communication cables, disrupting our access to Skytown's primary network. This prevents us from controlling Skytown and executing our plan to destroy the Leviathan. Gore's plasma cannon should be able to fuse together the severed cables. We must ask you to hunt him down. Gore may have changed Samus. Be prepared to deal with that. Good luck.
So, our next goal is going to be hunting down Gore. And I think, you know, he realized that he effectively painted a target on his back because when he destroyed those cables, you know, we can weld them back together using the plasma beam. But, you know, he has that, so you know, now we're gonna be out to get him. So we're gonna do that next time, though, on Let's Play Metroid Prime 3. So thank you very much for watching. I've been redxparasite, signing out.